The David Harbour situation is genuinely brutal. Hello you gorgeous donuts. Today we're going to be talking about a huge controversy that is surrounding the actor David Harbour. For people that don't know who David is, he first rose to global stardom from appearing in the series Stranger Things. That is one of my favourite series. And also, I think he's probably my favourite character in it. He plays a cop called Jim Hopper. He's often one of the main characters in all of the seasons. He gets a lot of airtime. And that just gained him massive popularity within the world. He's also had other successful movies such as Violent Night and also appeared in Gran Turismo. The guy is a very famous actor basically. However, despite a quick rise in fame often being a positive thing, that often comes with an equal negative. And usually that negativity is controversy. So in this video we're going to cover the massive controversy David is currently having with his ex-wife Lily Allen, who was also a huge star in her own right. We're going to cover everything from the day they met to all of the drama that is surrounding them right now. And after that, we're then going to go into the even bigger controversy that is happening at the minute with David, as he is currently in an alleged feud with Millie Bobby Brown, who is arguably the biggest star of Stranger Things. Genuinely, there is so much surrounding this man at the minute. Let's get into it. So to kick this off, I do want to discuss how David and Lily Allen actually met in the first place, before all of the things that's going on now. They actually started dating in 2019. I believe they found each other on the celebrity dating app Raya. I don't know how you pronounce that. Not a celebrity, okay? Never gonna be on it. That is also kind of wild that there's a celebrity dating app. Like, oh yeah, we don't want to date like the Muggles. Okay, only magicians in this territory. Only influencers, thank you very much. What are you influencing? Nothing. Get out of my vicinity. Think you can date me with your zero influence? Not a chance. When I was researching into like how they actually first came across each other on this app, it's actually a really funny story. So apparently when Lily Allen was scrolling through this app, like, you know, swiping off people left and right, she didn't realise who David Harbour was because his profile picture was him as Jim Hopper in Stranger Things. So basically, his profile picture was his character, not him. She said on the Jonathan Ross show that she thought he was just some sort of like sexy policeman from a TV show. Which, by the way, like Jim Hopper, honestly, not gonna lie, just reeks of masculinity. Like, I don't want to shag him, but I can see why other people were. I'm just digging a hole here, I'm going to move on. Now, they would go on to have various dates and they would end up like, you know, it kind of instantly falling in love with each other. It was very intense from the start. They've like detailed in certain dates how they'd go to watch a performance somewhere and they'd leave early to return home so that they could, you know, bang bang. Oh, don't put that in, Hannah. Hannah, don't put that in. Bang, bang! What is this, a Jessie J song? So clearly, they just couldn't keep their hands off each other. And this actually led to them a year later getting married. Again, like, it was very fun the way that they got married. They went to Las Vegas and they had Elvis impersonator, like, conduct the marriage. As you can see, the photo here, it's like something off The Hangover or something. I kind of rate it. As you can see there, Lily Allen smiling, right? Excuse the pun. Will she be smiling later on? I very doubt it. I very doubt it. I highly doubt it. After this, Lily would then move to New York and live with David in his apartment. Now, later on in this video, we are going to see them tour that apartment, which actually becomes a lot more sinister when you're given the information that I've researched. Genuinely, it's wild. Now, at this point in their relationship, obviously, like, it's moving very fast, but it seems really positive. They're clearly madly in love with each other. However, things allegedly started to go downhill very quickly, as rumours began to circulate that they weren't getting on as well as they kind of showed online. Lily would go on her podcast and say that she was like spiraling, and she was really not in a good place at the moment, which obviously is going to make people just kind of think, what is going on in her personal life? Is it something to do with her partner? As they're both just high profile celebrities, so people just are naturally just wanting to know everything about them. There was a lot of odd things happening within their relationship at this time. I believe at one point Lily Allen actually started OnlyFans in the foot niche, which I didn't know until researching. I was like, why would she, you know, I mean, get the bag, queen, but I don't know. But I remember reading this thinking, like, is Lily Allen not like a multi-millionaire? Can you make that much off feet pics? Maybe you can. But apparently David said in an interview that he was really supportive of Lily doing this, so this wasn't really putting like a jolt in the marriage at all. There was alleged rumours around this point that David was possibly sleeping with someone behind Lily's back, but no real concrete evidence at this point. This was kind of just hearsay. Or was it? And reports started to emerge that in late 2024, the couple were actually living separately, which obviously just kind of shows to the world that something Something's up here. Why aren't you two sleeping in the same house? You just couldn't keep your hands off each other the last time we heard. Something's going on, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. I always think, like, you know, if you're two high-profile celebrities, obviously, like, announcing your relationship and making it so public benefits your career because people are talking about you. But it also comes with so many drawbacks. The fact that everybody knows every intricate detail about your relationship. Now, things went a little bit quiet after this until Lily Allen actually dropped her newest album in October 2025 called West End Girl. And some of the lyrics in this are genuinely mad, and they basically are kind of... People have been saying that this is proving that David Harbour actually cheated on Lily. Again, that is alleged. I need to make that clear. These are all things that people are inferring from the lyrics, and I can see why, so we're going to go through them. The chorus of her song Tennis in the album goes like this. So I read your text, and now I regret it. I can't get my head round how you've been playing tennis. If it was just I wouldn't be jealous. You won't play with me. And who's Madeline? Madeline! Can't that name catch your brain? It's always in the news for wrong reasons. Shout out to the Madelines that are doing okay. Now, obviously, tennis must be an innuendo for something. I imagine, you know, I don't know, balls or something. I have no idea. I love that every time you score a thing in tennis, it's like, oh, there you go, 25 love. But David was showing his love in a different way, I guess. When I've looked at people breaking down this song, they say that tennis means like the text messages, like the back and forth, like exchanging of messages between David and his alleged other partner. I say other partner, the person he's sleeping with. Now, we are going to see who this Madeline is. She isn't actually called Madeline, but I think Lily put this in just so people couldn't figure out who exactly it was. But that person actually came forward and exposed it. But obviously this is just a horrific thing to even write about. Like, nobody should have to go through this. This would obviously scar you. It's a break of trust. And you can see Lily clearly believes it's deeper than just, as she says, she wouldn't be jealous if it was just. I feel like it's because she thinks that David's had an alleged emotional connection with someone else, which obviously, you know, can cut deeper. Because at that point, you can't just blame it as a mistake or anything like that. Like, this has been going on for months. I need to be alone, so I took myself to bed. I've got a lot of information now I can't even process. So I wrote a little email and told you what I saw. And you came up to my bedroom and you made it all my fault. What? If this is about David, it might not be. Well, that's very gaslighty. Very gaslighty. It's like a GCSE chemistry lesson. But you moved the goalposts. You broken the rules, and I tried to accommodate. But you took me for a fool. He didn't, did he, love? You're joking. And then the outro of this song is literally just da 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 da. Who's Madeline? Who's Madeline? Da 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 da. You get the picture. Right, it's just that 4 times. But at the last bit, she goes, no, but who is Madeline? Actually, right, I'm actually serious. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of joke, but who actually is she? What's her story? What's her life goals? Where does she want to be in 5 years? Tell me more about Madeline, the girl you love so much. So obviously straight away you're like, okay, if this is about David, this is pretty bad so far. There's not a song called Madeline on oh my god, there is. Okay, so when I was researching for this video, I went through all of the songs, but I didn't realise that Lily had actually made a song called Madeline. That is, okay, we're going deep now, guys. Strap up. So she kicks this song off by saying, I know none of this is your fault. Messaging you feels kind of assaultive. So your text, that's how I found out. Tell me the truth and his motives. I can't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. No, I can't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. You know, some artists, they kind of put it in kind of, you know, subliminally. They want you to, like, read between the lines. Lily's like, you know, this. I'm not having any reading between the lines. I'm just speaking it. I'm just literally speaking my shit. It is important to note as well that Lily wrote this entire album in 10 days. 10 days, not years. 10 days, which is why I think there's not as much like reading between the lines, because she's like, no, I just want it as bold as it can be. How long has it been going on? Is it just or is there emotion? He told me it would stay in hotel rooms, never be out in the open. Don't worry, it's only going to stay in the Premier Inn. Right? I'm not going to take it across the road to the Harvester or the Miller and Carter. Come on. We had an argument. Be discreet and don't be blatant. There had to be payment. It had to be with strangers. But you're not a stranger, Madeline. So he knew, allegedly. Madeline! Who is Madeline? Also, is she basically saying there it was allowed to be like an escort? Like, if he paid for it, that was okay because there's no emotional connection? Is this the mental gymnastics I'm having to do here to kind of just figure out what is actually right and wrong in Lily's head? Hey, he is telling you the truth, Madeline. Our relationship has only ever been about I can promise you that this is not an emotional connection, Madeline. We don't speak outside of the time we spend together, Madeline. In case, you know, Madeline forgot that Lily was talking to her. You know, she just keeps mentioning it. Madeline, by the way, it's about you. And whenever he talks about you, it's with the utmost respect. And it's just the lyrics on this, it just keeps going. It's just not subtle at all. I hate that you're in so much pain right now. I really don't want to be the cause of any upset. He told me that you were aware this was going on and that he had your full consent. So Lily just seems to be apologising to the woman that was sleeping with her husband. Now, it has been rumoured that they had like an open relationship. Again, I don't I can't confirm or deny that. This doesn't look like it was that open, or at least, you know, the boundaries that they set in this relationship were broken. I feel like that's a better way to word it. Now, again, there's more in another song that is eloquently named Palace. I actually call my house that. I don't even know I said that. That would be embarrassing. Oh yeah, you just go past like number 12 and then you're right at the palace right there. Now this one is arguably the most honest, bearing in mind the last two were not honest. So she basically says in the first verse she went upstairs into the bedroom and she didn't feel right, and I believe this song is kind of her discovering that the house she lived in with David, which we're going to see them do the tour of, which makes this so much more awkward, was the place that he was actually sleeping with this Madeline, allegedly. I didn't know it was your palace. Sorry, is this I just need it one more time, Lily. Just need to make this clear. I always thought it was a dojo. So I am looking at a addict. Like a tongue twister. Talk about a low blow. Oh no, I didn't realize. Yeah, okay, we know what it's called. Okay, cool. That's the chorus. We get it. I found a shoebox full of handwritten letters from broken-hearted women wishing you could have been better. Sheets pulled off the bed. They are strewn all on the floor. Long black hair, probably from the night before. Duane Reid bag with the handles tied. Toys. Plugs. Loop inside. Sorry, what? Did you just get a delivery from Love Hoodie or something? Just there you go. There's the plug. There you go. What you ordered. First class service to the palace, thank you. Bro, what is this house? I know we're joking, but imagine this was your partner. You're coming home and you find all of this out. You're going to be heartbroken. Not only heartbroken, like I feel like you would need years of therapy. Personally, getting cheated on in any capacity is awful and is awful for anyone to go through. But the fact it's in your house, possibly in the bed that you sleep in, the place you come home to, that is your sanctuary, your safe place, that's next level. You know, I know there's no like kind of, you know, scoring points here, but that is like next level of intrusion and disrespect in my opinion. Now I do want to bring up a couple of lines from extracts of interviews that Lily has said, because I just want everything to be, you know, just on paper here. I don't want to dramatise it more than it needs. Lily has said that this album is a mix of fact and fiction and people shouldn't take it as just gospel. She has confirmed that the record was partially inspired by her real life experiences. Again, you're just kind of theorising here and nothing is concrete, but you wrote an album in 10 days and then you're kind of trying to say, oh, it's just fact and fiction. To me, the fact that it took 10 days to write this shows that it's of pure emotion and shows that, you know, there has been thought in it, but, you know, it's mainly from here. The fact you've just been able to spit what you've just been feeling. So very clearly something has happened that has made you want to write this so quickly and made you want to just act on emotion to get it out. And you could argue that she's said it's a mix of fact and fiction to kind of blur the lines and be like, look, this all might not be true or this might be true, just to kind of get people just kind of off our back and off David's back maybe. But you don't know, again, that I need to make clear that's not fact, that's just my opinion. So you have to remember that like these two people are real people. Obviously David, you know, alleged has not been a very nice person here, but he is still a person, and I've seen people giving death threats to him and everything, and you know that can't be easy to go through. And the same with Lily, like I've seen a lot of people hating on Lily as well. It's just a little bit of a shame the way that people react to this, but on the other hand, if you're going to be so open and write lyrics like these, you have to expect that people are going to, you know, jump on it, because the lyrics are so forceful. That's going to attract people that like that forceful nature and also are going to be forceful to the people involved. Energies attract, okay? Now, shortly after this album had released, Madeline, or the alleged Madeline, did come out and do an interview with a tabloid in the UK. This woman is called Natalie Tippett, and she was a costume designer on a movie that David was shooting. Other people have kind of backed this story up as well. A source told a newspaper that David cheated on Lily, and associate told the newspaper they met on a movie they did together, which backs the costume designer Natalie up. A source who witnessed their interactions on set said they weren't very secretive about their relationship. David flew her to Atlanta while he shot Stranger Things to keep him company. Now again, this is all alleged and this is just what's been reported in the newspapers. Some like proper internet nerds as well have found out that they both follow each other on Instagram, whether that means anything these days. People have also saw that this woman is into astrology, which apparently matches up with Lily's lyrics, how she wrote about this Madeline. And according to Natalie, their alleged affair continued after filming finished. However, they were outed when Alan saw a text message from her on his phone, which matches up with the song again. So all of these kind of play out. Like, this woman could be lying that it is her, but it is very suspicious that like David follows her, she follows him. So clearly he knows about who she is. Like, why would she make this lie up if they're it's just weird. Like, you know what I mean? It's weird territory to lie about. I also think it's kind of weird to kind of go to the newspapers and be like, yeah, I'm Madeline, as if that's some sort of like achievement. want, you know? Now, obviously, when all of this information broke, like, people started kind of diving into, like, interviews that Lily Allen and David had done together to try and figure out if anything looked off now, knowing the information you know now. Looking back at it, like, obviously you didn't have the context then, so you wouldn't really pick up on stuff. And a lot of people have started going back to their house tour with AD. Now, apparently, people have said that this is the palace. We're gonna get bored of saying that.
Oh, God. What the hell are you doing here? I mean, last time I was single and I was living on the Lower East Side, I have a family now, kids. I mean, this is so embarrassing. You look good though.
See, at the time this probably would have been funny, but now with the context, you're like, well, Lily doesn't look like, I don't know if I'm reading this too much, but she just seems kind of in the background, just not as engaged with it. Like, they don't look like a couple now you have the context to it. This is so sad as well, because David Harbour, like, as Jim Hopper, is like the best character.
We first went on a date. At one point you did say to me that you always wanted to play in the English kitchen.
That would be quite bold on a first date, to be like, hi, nice to meet you. By the way, plain English is the name of the kitchen.
I liked it. I kind of liked it. I was like, all right, let's do this. When we started on this design process with budget unconscious designer Billy Cotton, one of the things he had was called Layered Italian. That was the design theme. And it was based a little bit on the Godfather movies. The fact of the matter is, this particular neighborhood in Brooklyn is...
I have to rub this off now. So everything's Italian? Like everything? Like everything. That's interesting. I didn't know you can get Italian ones of those.
When you come in, there's a big table to like dump the shopping on. The kids do the homework around there. I cook. Everyone
shags on there, you know.
Everyone abandons me.
I don't know if she's trying to do subtle hints at this point.
I've been baking the sourdough all day. I'm really happy that I'm here to share. Are these edible, the cream puff donuts?
Yeah, I mean, I baked them this morning. I hope they're edible.
I'm totally gonna have one of these. This house was designed for 3 women in my life.
You can see their energy is very clear. Like, very clearly David is kind of the one that, you know, I guess is in charge of, like, the speaking and everything. Like, she's always in the background. Like, you can see her facial expressions here. You just get the vibe, and I don't know if it's because now I'm influenced and I'm probably coming at this from a total different angle than what I normally would, like, of seeing this fresh, but she's giving him the looks like, can you just shut the fuck? Is anyone else getting this vibe, or am I just deep in it too much?
I just want every single wallpaper and none of them fit. This is all, it's like hand painted, gorgeous. Some of the little touches of like lighting stuff in here is so cool. We play board games here. And
thing is as well, like, again, I'm over analyzing this, but Lily's doing like no talking at all. It's literally just David, and Lily's kind of like the side character here. She's trying, but he's just like, I don't know if he's like, just, I don't know. Do you get that vibe?
I also wanted a fridge from outer space. And I got everything I wanted. In pink, no less. When I lived in apartments in New York City, I just had bathrooms. And there was a toilet and a shower and a sink and a toothbrush. And now I have a room where you can take a bath, or you can like sit, or you can brush your teeth and do whatever you want in this room. And there's carpet in this room and beautiful wallpaper, again by Zuber.
Isn't it funny that like really rich people get like certain things in their house done by like actual artists, or by like the actual person that creates like a one-of-one piece, where like everyone else just kind of goes to like Matalan or like TK Maxx, just kind of get what everyone else gets. But actually this was done by George St. Pierre after he got someone in a headlock.
David likes to sleep in the mornings.
It's true.
And he doesn't like natural light because he's also a vampire.
It's true.
So we can close these doors and he can sit in here and sleep or watch television.
Also, nobody can peek in your window and see you sleeping, you know, allegedly with Madeline. That's it, sorry, Lily. The more you look at this, the more you're like, yeah, this kind of looks like some sort of... Please stop saying that word.
This is that paint that we're talking about up in the kitchen, which we used here because in these floors, you tend to have less light, and so what you want is you want to take natural light, sort of have it flow through this hallway, and one of the ways you can do that is...
Lily's just like not even in here. She's blocked.
This is like my favorite look.
This is just David's house with Lily being like an accessory. So yeah, obviously, like, I'm probably deeping stuff too much. I just want to make that clear. But let me know what you thought about looking at that now with the context that you have now. Odd. That is one word I will give it. Now, moving on to the next thing that has been taken over David's life, if this wasn't enough to deal with, is his supposed drama and beef with co-star of Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown. Now, I think it's fair to say that Millie and David are arguably the two biggest people to appear on the show. Obviously, you know, there's there's lots of other big characters on this show, but them two have a connection on the show as well. David is basically Millie's dad in the show, like adopted father. Millie plays 11 and obviously David plays Hopper. And obviously watching the show when they're playing their characters, they have such a strong bond and they really look like they like each other. They have such good on-screen chemistry. Genuinely, like, they make you believe that they're actually father and daughter. However, it came out this month that Millie Bobby Brown apparently filed a complaint about David. This complaint allegedly involved her saying that David was bullying and harassing her. Before the filming of season 5, which is the final season of Stranger Things, comes out this month, the complaint allegedly involved pages and pages of accusations. Media outlets did confirm that it was nothing to do with things or anything like that. I do want to make that clear. But even Variety confirmed this. They said it wasn't alleged. Sources with knowledge of the situation have confirmed to Variety that there was an investigation into Brown's complaint, that it was resolved. As father and daughter on the show, as well as comrades in arms, Brown and Harbour share multiple seasons in season 5 of Stranger Things, including a scene observed by a reporter for Variety during a day-long visit to the set in July 2024. So clearly this was allegedly an ongoing issue. For you to file an actual complaint, it has to be serious, because you would just talk it out and just chat it, and clearly they would have done that, and obviously Millie wasn't satisfied with the results of those conversations, that she allegedly took it one step further. Now, with this happening before the final season where they're older now, people obviously weren't happy with this because, Millie plays 11, who was very young in season 1, so you're kind of trying to think when this would have actually have taken place, and you're thinking how could an adult bully and harass a child, especially on set in a working environment, or any time really. That doesn't even make a difference. And especially paired with the Lily Allen stuff we've heard, it just kind of makes you really think what type of a person is this. I know all of these at this point are accusations, nothing has been proven, but still, why are all of these things coming out? Something is not right here. It's also strange that Netflix and also the studio behind actually producing their Stranger Things hasn't said anything. They've refused to comment on the situation. Now, the co-creators of Stranger Things, the Duffer brothers, at the premiere of the launch of the new season, actually did speak about the topic, as well as Millie and as well as David. They insisted that the cast are a family and that they won't speak about internal matters, so they didn't really kind of reveal too much.
On a production note, news of a complaint between two of your stars broke this week. We saw them though posing together.
Look at him looking at his brother you're taking this one. Answered the first question. This is up to you, fella.
What do you have to say about that, and how do you work to make sure that you have a safe and set where everybody feels respected?
Yeah, I obviously, as you understand, I can't get into personal on-set matters, but I will say this: we've been doing this for 10 years with this cast, and at this point, they're family, and we deeply care about them. So, nothing matters more than just having a set where everyone feels safe and happy.
Now, obviously, that's very, very, very much a conducted, script-written answer. Just say that you're a family and just kind of say you can't comment on it. But the fact they didn't deny it is, in my opinion, that is obviously because if it wasn't true, they'd be yeah, it was all bullshit. Genuinely, that's bullshit. And everyone will back me up on this. And people online were saying the same thing, okay, so is are these people actually hating each other? What is going on here? However, shortly after, we got to see Millie and David embracing on the red carpet, and it looked like they were the best of friends. They looked dead happy, and very clearly they've done this in front of everyone, and they're posing together to tell everyone we're good. Obviously, you can say, oh, it's put on, but they do look happy. They're embracing each other. They're not just standing next to each other. They are probably over kind of, exaggerating their happiness and stuff just to show to everyone, look, everything's fine. And like I said previously, this complaint apparently was filed, but it was all resolved. And Millie actually talked about the situation to kind of put it to bed as well.
It's been so special to have him along the journey for me. Winona, the kids. I obviously have a really special bond with David because we have a father-daughter relationship, and we do every scene together. Yeah. And you'll really get to see that, in season 5. So I'm really honoured to have played 11 and to have met such amazing people along the way.
Obviously these people are actors, so if there's anyone that is, good to act in an interview and just give a good answer, it's actors. But I genuinely would like to think that I get the vibe that they actually are, on good terms now. Yes, they might have had some issues. Hopefully that is all resolved, because, this is such a great series. It's one of my favourite series. I've watched it 2 or 3 times now. It's so good. and I really would like, from like a fan perspective, for them to be on good terms. I know I don't know these people, I know it's a bit parasocial, but I just like their characters, so you want them, I don't know, it's weird, I'm being weird here, parasocial I guess, but I want them to be on good terms, which is why I'm probably coming at this from like a biased perspective. But I just don't see why they would kind of overdo the embrace, and if they weren't actually mates, they'd just be like, look, let's take some pictures together, let's just kind of get in there. But they did so much together on this red carpet that makes me believe that whatever the complaint was, it is resolved. But one thing I will say is obviously this is going to be a very, very weird time for David with all of these accusations coming out. And it would be nice to see just some clarity on all of this, rather than it being so kind of, you know, up in the air and miscellaneous and just left up for interpretation, because that's where conspiracy theories go absolutely wild, when there's very little information there and people run with the information they've got, and then they keep building on that information, and eventually you don't even know what the original information was because you're all the way over here with this story. And also, just to end this video, I do hope that Lily Allen is doing okay as well. You know, I hope that everyone in this situation just figures it out. I know I say that at the end of all of these videos, but I really don't do these videos to hate on these people. I just do it to cover it and try and work out what is actually happening here. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video, donuts. I'm really excited for the new season, so hopefully it is good. And if you want to watch another video from me that is very similar to this, where I discuss the downfall of one of the most famous people to come out of Britain, James Corden, from his rise to fame to him plummeting to lower than ever before, click this video. It's a good one, interested, loads of research. I'll see you over there.
Kirkham, baby.